Welcome to the Friday Five here on the Agent Survival Guide podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Ruppel, and this is our weekly series where we recap top headlines that agents should know about. We also pass along pertinent information like counting down to AEP, the Ritter Summits, seasonal coffee menus, pending legislation, and more. Number one on our list this week, probably easy to guess. We are continuing to count down to AEP 2024, and we have hit single digits. Just 9 days to go until the annual enrollment period begins. Right now, we're in that limbo time where plan details can be shared. Agents just can't submit applications until October 15th. This is the time to meet with the clients who want to adjust their plans. You can leave enrollment forms with them. You can share shop and enroll plan links with them. That way, when 10/15, October 15th officially comes, you're ready to get those apps collected and submitted. Number two, while we're on the topic of really taking advantage of the next 9 days, another good thing to do is brush up on sales tech. We just went through a rebrand, phasing out the MedicareCENTER brand for Shop and Enroll. While there's a lot that has stayed the same, with that design refresh, it is going to look a little bit different. Jimmy Weber and our sales tech team here at Ritter Insurance Marketing put together some brand new trainings to help agents who use our tools. The first of which, a sales technology overview. This is a high-level look at all of the tools that are available to Ritter agents. It is definitely the place you want to start. Moving on from there, we've got 2 Shop and Enroll specific trainings. The first, Writing Business with Shop and Enroll, and the second, Shop and Enroll Quoting and the CRM. Like I said, if you haven't taken a look at the Shop and Enroll platform yet since the redesign, definitely want to make sure you do that. Get familiar with what's changed and take a look at those training webinars for a refresher. We have them linked in our episode notes. Number 3, last weekend, acclaimed actor Tom Hanks took to Instagram, warning his over 9 million followers that the ad for a dental plan bearing his likeness was in fact not him, but was created with artificial intelligence without his permission. Hanks is no stranger to effects processing in his work. He was represented in CGI for the Polar Express, and in next year's movie Here, effects processing will de-age him so he can play younger versions of himself. After the controversial Joe Namath ads, which, quick recap, the retired pro football star talked about Medicare Advantage plan benefits as if they were broadly available to all beneficiaries in every Medicare Advantage plan, which they are not. That ad and others like it resulted in sweeping compliance changes from CMS, many of which we are seeing play out for this year's AEP. It'll be interesting to see how the industry responds to this and potentially other deep fakes. And while this might be the first case, I highly doubt that it is going to be the last time AI plays the nefarious role in a scam. Number 4, an exciting announcement this week from Spotify. Sadly, not high-fidelity audio via a new Supremium tier, although from what I've heard, that is still in the works. It is coming soon. No, this was the announcement that Spotify Premium members will be gaining access to 15 hours of audiobook listening per month at no extra cost. And when they say premium members, they are referring to individual premium members, as well as the plan managers for Spotify Premium, Family, and Duo accounts. Spotify's audiobook library is said to contain over 150,000 titles from top publishers. In the release, Spotify announced plans to kick off the service in Australia and New Zealand first, and then to quote the release, with the US following later this year, end quote. Support for audiobooks seems to have been added to the interface in a few places. I noticed some updates in that area, as well as some book recommendations based on my podcast listening. Definitely here for that. I'm curious if the recommendations will work the other way around, recommending podcasts based on some of the books I listen to. And while we're on the subject of recommendations, Spotify has been doing some work behind the scenes in that area. Users can now exclude certain playlists from what Spotify calls your taste profile. Now, while it won't stop your kids' favorite songs from showing up in your Spotify Wrapped, Spotify's algorithm will no longer take a look at that particular playlist and suggest similar songs if you do not want it to. And the feature also will work if you're like me and listen to a playlist of rain sounds or city sounds, maybe yours is white noise while you work. Those will not be factored in to give you recommendations of more noisy sounds. We will have the links to a tutorial on excluding those playlists in the notes, as well as the official audiobook announcement from Spotify. Number 5, we mentioned last week that we will be keeping you updated when we hear news about the 2024 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. According to the Motley Fool, Forbes, and a few other publications, we can expect those numbers to be released next Thursday, October 12th. So we will be back in next week's episode with those official numbers. 2 shoutouts this week before I go. Dean R. and Rita R. both recently reached out about ACA information and contracting. Just wanted to say to the both of you, thank you for reaching out. Thanks for listening. We are wishing you both the best during this year's open enrollment season. And that's all we've got for this week. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay healthy and stay safe out there. And we will see you next week. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an integrity company. This episode was written and produced by me, Sarah Ruppel. Script editing and fact check by Tina Lamoureux. Podcast design by Urban Rivera. Artwork by Vivian Zhao. Follow along with us wherever you like to listen.